welcome back to my channel. This is gonna be a chatty video, so grab yourselves a cup of tea. I'm on Cinderella. It's almost all gone. Sad times. So let's get into today's video. I'm going to be sharing everything that I got for my wedding. I am surrounded by candles and boxes full of stuff. My wedding dress is here. I've got bridesmaid dresses over here, and yeah, I'm going to share everything with you, so I really hope that you like this video. I'm sure if you're planning your wedding, you've heard this over and over again, but you cannot please everyone, and just do what makes you happy. And for me and Dave, going to Disney World on our honeymoon was the thing that was going to make us happy, and not, you know, the fanciest venue or the fanciest food or any of that. We wanted a really lovely day, and we didn't want it to be cheap and nasty. We wanted it to be nice, but we kept it small. We only had 50 people. We had 50 people to both the ceremony and the reception, and that was it. It was family, pretty much all immediate family and our closest friends, and that was it. And it was perfect for us, but I know that the tips that I give are not going to be perfect for everybody. For example, our venue wasn't like my dream venue for the ceremony. We got married in a town hall, but one thing I'll talk about later is that if you choose to go down the traditional wedding route, this is just my experience, but if you go for a venue that is, you know, tailored to weddings, whether it's like a hotel or something along those lines, there's like, from my experience, there's like a bar set, like it's like 5,000 like base price to get married in those kind of places, even the cheaper ones. And that was pretty much our budget for our whole wedding. We only spent 7,000 altogether. So yeah, I'm going to talk about ways to do things cheaper and our experience and some tips, and just have a chat about our wedding. So if any of this sounds like something for you, then keep watching, and if not, that's okay. Go and have your big fancy dream wedding and send me pictures, because I would love to see them. For the ceremony, we got married at Altrincham Town Hall, which is in Cheshire in the northwest of England, where we got married. And it was perfect. It had tall ceilings and these beautiful stained glass windows, and we had a harpist. I'll put her information in the description box. She was incredible. Some of you have asked what songs we had actually. So we had, she just played loads of things that she knew as people were like taking their seats for like half an hour before. I think when I arrived I heard her playing Kissing You from Romeo and Juliet. She played a few Disney things. She just played like a lot of really nice harp music. I walked down the aisle to Canon in D, and then we had Beauty and the Beast when we were signing our marriage certificate. And then when we walked out, we wanted something quite upbeat and fun, and Dave and I were long distance for like the first half of our relationship really. So there was two films we used to love watching, which was 50 First Dates and It's Complicated, and in both those films there's a song called Wouldn't It Be Nice by the Beach Boys, and I just always associated that song with like our relationship. So yeah, we had that, and it's really like plucky and fun on a harp. So yeah, they're the songs that we had. Do I have anything else to say? Oh yeah, prices. So the total cost of getting married at Altrincham Town Hall was £400, and that includes like the hire of the venue and all of the legal fees. So everything was included in that price. So it cost us £400 to actually get married. Okay, moving on to the venue afterwards, we opted for, it was really cool. So it's a pub called the Three Greyhounds, and it's near Knutsford in Cheshire. And then they have a barn like in the car park, but completely separate to the pub. So it's got its own access, it's got its own toilets, its own bar. It's amazing. So they've got a separate barn called the Doghouse Barn. And what I loved about it is that you get all the staff, you get the food, you get things like the tables and the chairs, and you know, the fully equipped bar and the cutlery and the plates, and all of that stuff, because a lot of people said, oh, just hire like an empty village hall or a barn, but I knew it would end up costing so much money, and I loved that this place had all of that taken care of. It was just cozy and lovely, and we had fairy lights in there and loads of candles. They had these beautiful like garlands already in there and like slanted ceilings. It just was beautiful, and it fit 50 people perfectly. So the venue hire for the doghouse barn was £500, and we got it from 10 AM until midnight, and then we just paid cost per head for food and drinks. So we spent £1,250 for 50 people's food and drink. So the total cost of venues, including both venues, hire, legal fees, food and drink, was £2,150 for 50 people. And that, I would say, is the bulk of your wedding cost. Once you've got your cost per head down and your hire down and all of that, that's like the, for my experience, that's like the bulk of your wedding budget. So we got it basically for £2,000, which we were so happy about. So I've actually got loads of things down here that are left over from the wedding, so I thought I'd show you some of the things that I bought to decorate the doghouse barn. So let me just bend over and have a rummage. I've got a whole section on flowers coming up, but these were the vases that we chose. So we had 4 tables, and on each table was 2 of these vases from IKEA, and in each vase was 3 big white hydrangeas. Then we went with candle holders, and then these, I think they're called church candles, I think. And I love the website that I got these from. I can't remember what it's called. It's a bit like a wholesale website, but these were like £1.50, maybe £2 each, glass little candle holders. And I was looking at on places like Next or M&S, and you're looking at like £10 for one of these. So I'll find that website and I'll put it below, but they had loads of like wedding decor things. So one thing that the barn didn't do, which I wanted, was nice napkins. Because it's a pub, they just had like the usual pub ones. So I bought these white crochet napkins from Amazon. I think they were fairly cheap, maybe like £30–40, maybe less. But yeah, I thought it made a huge difference, and I really love like the crochet detail around the outside. So another thing that we did to keep costs down was to only have 1 menu per table. A lot of people will do like a menu for each person, and I thought it was nice. It got people chatting like, what's for dinner? And then I got these acrylic little like holder things from Amazon, and then just put them in like that on each table. So we only needed 4 menus instead of 50. So things like that really help keep your costs down. This is actually our invitation. I can't find any of our menus, but they looked the same. They were from Papier. Another little money saving thing that we did was not having favours for our guests. We did, but we didn't. So we didn't have individual favours, but we had like a bowl. Where's the bowl? Here it is. We had a bowl of brownies that my friend Dan Buckley made. Dan Buckley, he's here on YouTube. I'll put his link down below. But me, Dave and Dad have been friends for a really long time, and he makes the most amazing vegan brownies. And then we had little brownie bites for guests just to grab, and they loved them. Like before the meal was served, like everyone was like crowding around the brownies. It was really nice. And the reason we went with brownies is because our surname is Brown, so it made sense to do something brown themed. And brownies seem like the best option. So my sister wrote this brownie sign. So we had like fairy lights on it, and then like the bowl. Let me give you a visual. The bowl, you know. Our cake wasn't crazy expensive. We went with a girl called Ramona. I believe she's Ramona Makes Cakes on Instagram. And she has like all these different flavors, and you can do whatever like amount of tiers you want in different flavors. So we had chocolate on the bottom and cookies and cream on top, and then we just decorated it with our flowers and put in this cake topper, which is like the traditional bride and groom but with a Labrador jumping up. I do not know how I found the time, but on the morning of the wedding I filmed all the little like fiddly knick-knacky things that I bought, like confetti and baskets and balloons, you know, just all of that stuff. So I'm going to put all that footage at the end of this video in case you're wondering about all those little like knick-knacky things. But I thought it would be a good time now to move on to dresses and kilts. We're now on our way to appointment number 2 with a pasty. I didn't think I'd be eating a steak bake on my way to my next fitting. How cute is this changing room? Little shoes to try on, and then we've got this whole seating area. So pretty. I would absolutely recommend the place where I got my dress. It's from Maria Modes in Macclesfield. I'll put, like I said, I'll put all the information down below, so don't think you've got to like remember anything I'm saying. But it was amazing. I had one previous dress experience that morning which was okay, but this one was like next level. And what I really liked about it is that you got given the time to look at all the dresses and just like have a moment without, not that the girl that helped us wasn't nice, but I didn't want to kind of, I don't know, be just thrown into dresses. It was really lovely to be able to just browse and look and spend that time just looking at everything. So we got given these little like purple tags, and what's good if there's other brides shopping at the same time, they get given different colours so they know which one's yours. And you get about 20 minutes, maybe half an hour, to look at all the dresses, and they're all separated into like ball gowns and mermaid and like all the different styles, and more like bohemian, like beaded-y ones, which is where I was looking. And you just hook the peg on whatever dresses you want. Then we went and sat down in like a lovely area. We got given like a cup of tea. Could have had champagne, I think, or prosecco, but we didn't want it. We wanted cups of tea, and we just got to sit there whilst I got into like a nice robe, and then they brought all the dresses that we had put tags on into our changing room, and it was just the most relaxing, lovely experience. And I ended up trying on this dress, which I actually pulled off the rail. It was a teeny bit damaged at the bottom, but you couldn't even tell. And they sold it to us as a sample because they were going to have a sample sale. So this is my wedding dress. It looks like this. Okay, the strapless bra situation is not working, so yeah, I'm scared of flashing you all, but I'm just gonna show you. So my dress is called the Juniper dress. It's by Ingram. And I just really liked how simple it was, how short the waist was, because it didn't like show my tummy at all. That was all covered. And the back on it was high enough to have like a proper strapless bra, because a lot of these like bohemian type dresses I was looking at have like a backless back, and I need proper support with being like a double D. So it was really hard to find that look. I feel like a lot of that look is for girls that don't need a bra, and I did. So I bought a pack of these hangers from Primark for all the dresses. They were about £2.50, I think, for about 6 of them. So I knew I wanted all my bridesmaids to be in different dresses, but I knew I wanted them all to be embellished, so like sequins or beads, and I wanted them to all to be like different shades of pink. Don't sit, that's Lauren's dress. Get off, come in. And then everyone's was just a little bit different, but I really loved that like look, and everyone had matching shoes. We got just like rose gold like strappy block heels from ASOS, and all the dresses were from ASOS, Dorothy Perkins, and we got one from Monsoon. So this is Lauren's dress, my younger sister. Look at how gorgeous it is. So it was off the shoulder and just covered in sequins, and this is a really great example of ASOS. This was about £300, I think, down to about 100 in the sale, so definitely keep an eye out on ASOS. And then it had a huge train. I think her train was longer than mine. This is Jess's dress, the one that was from Dorothy Perkins, and it's just lovely, like much more subdued than Lauren's, but they all just complemented each other just so well. So for Dave and his groomsmen, we got kilts. Dave is Scottish, so he wanted to wear a kilt, and his groomsmen all wanted to as well, except for my brother Tom, who wore a suit, which he looked gorgeous in, and he wore a little pink tie which he picked himself so he would match his sisters and my friends who were all the bridesmaids, so that was so cute. We hired kilts from a place called McGregor and McDuff, and they were amazing. So you put everyone's measurements in online, and then you get all the kilts delivered a week before so that everyone can try them on, and then they will send out more things if you have the wrong size in anything. And they were just amazing. They even sent a little bow tie for Chip, which was so cute so he could match. But we completely forgot it on the day, so Dave didn't get a picture with Chip in his bow tie, which is a shame. Okay, this is what everybody wants to know. I have not had more questions about anything to do with the wedding than flowers. So yeah, let's do it. So I would say, along with the venue and the outfits, flowers are up there with being a big expense. And you will not believe what I paid for my flowers. I'm going to tell you because I have my invoice right here, so I can tell you exactly what I ordered and exactly how much it cost. So we had my bouquet and 5 bridesmaids, which makes 6, and then we had all of the hydrangeas for the barn. So quite a lot of flowers, and I did them all myself. To be fair, I planned it all myself. I picked them up and drove them all up to Cheshire. But then my mum and my sisters helped. It was a huge team effort the night before. Floristry arranging is in session. Oh my gosh. So I think this is my bouquet, but we still have the ribbon to put on it. So pretty. What I would say with flowers is that you need help. I couldn't have done it without my sisters, and they just all wanted to like get stuck in, and they made my bouquet for me, and it was just hilarious. Like the dogs running around, and it was madness, but so much fun. And I wanted all the bouquets to look different, like they'd all just been scooped up and like tied loosely with this lovely like silk ribbon, which cost a fortune. I have not told Dave how much the ribbon for the bouquets cost, which was £80. So yeah. But I wanted this like hand-dyed beautiful silk ribbon, so yeah. Our flowers are from Dutch Masters, which is in Winchester, and I couldn't recommend them enough. So we went in about a week before the wedding. I knew roughly what I wanted, but I wasn't sure. Here I am in my element, the flower market. I have to say, the flowers are gorgeous, and it's getting me very, very excited. So one thing that I will sort of divulge, although hopefully I won't get into trouble for saying it, but we're having hydrangeas. Now I wanted the blue because blue is awesome, and look how cute they are. It's not like they're like really dark blue. We went in about a week before the wedding, saw all the stock that they had coming in for that time of year, and we told the lady in there that worked there how many bouquets we wanted, how many vases we had to fill, and we had so little waste. I cannot believe she just knew exactly what we needed, and we didn't overspend. I'm gonna put all the technical names for the flowers below because they're all crazy names, but we basically had these pink roses which were called Kira roses. We had eucalyptus, we had Gysophilia, which is the baby's breath flower. We had these little like berry things, and Dave, for the love of him, wanted thistles. I love thistles, so very kindly said that we could put some in the wedding. Oh, flower of Scotland, when will we see your like again? Everyone's saying louder, Dave. They had like whitish green ones, which I thought looked beautiful. So yeah, and then we had a little bit of extra flowers for the cake, but we didn't order those, we just used like little bits that were left over from the bouquets. There's all the names of the flowers that I can't pronounce. Basically £300 on all our flowers, which makes me so happy. Another thing I've been asked about a lot are the dressing gowns that I bought for the bridesmaids. So they are these floral blue dressing gowns. One thing that I've noticed are these like bridesmaid dressing gowns are so short and they're like silky and they look like they look like a handkerchief. And my sister had just had a baby. I'm 28, I didn't want my bum hanging out, so I wanted to find ones that were a bit like longer and a bit more mature, I guess. And yeah, Jules was a really good shout and these were in the sale. Our photographer was Amy Ford Photo. She is amazing. She photographs a lot of bloggers and she does a lot of like music events, but she does weddings as well. She was amazing. I'll pop her information down below. Our makeup artist was Jen Hunter. Amazing and so fun and so friendly and super professional but chatty and lovely. You know when someone's just got that vibe of keeping you calm but relaxed. She wasn't stressed. She was lovely. Our videographer was LMK Imagery, who's a friend of Dave's. He offered to do that for us, so that was so kind of him. I'll put all the info down below. I've got a list here of things we got rid of, which I'm going to show you in just a sec, but I'm going to send you over to Sophie on the wedding day. You can hear the stress in my voice. I don't know why I thought to film this, but I filmed all the other little bits and bobs that I'd bought for the wedding. We were just about to go to the barn and set up. It was about 9 AM and I was filming, so here's previous Sophie and then I'll be back in just a minute. So these are our name cards for the tables. I'm just going to pop these, I think, at the top of the napkins, and then with a knife and fork underneath. And I got these from a seller on Etsy. Okay, so these are the, for goodness sake, these are the confetti baskets. We actually got these from the florist. They were very cheap, maybe £2 each. Oh, £2.50 each. So these are just to put the confetti in. So we got some biodegradable confetti. Looks a bit like mulch, but it's just like pink and cream dried rose petals, I think. What does it say? Natural rose petal, rosemary and thyme confetti. Fairy lights. These are battery operated and they hang from the ceiling, and these are to put like across some horizontal ladders that are in the roof of the barn. These are scented candles. They have a double wick, so hopefully we'll get a good amount of scent off them, and they just smell lovely. And these were from Home Scents. So I've got 2 young children coming, so I've bought them both like little sticker books. And these pens from B&M, they are so cute, they're scented. And then they've just got like the name of the scents, like chocolate and blackberry and cherry. I think these are so nice, I want them for myself. This excites me so much. They're called Pop-A-Lot surprise pods. So you basically push this up, it pops, and then you get surprises inside. And then I got them both some gold slime. Don't know whether this is a mistake or not, but I thought that was really cute. So I'm just going to pop these on their little place settings. So I got this little glass jar and I'm just going to put all the pens like in that, just so it's a bit prettier in the middle. This is a bit bigger than I thought it would be, but this is for my cousin who's about 8 and I know that he loves maths. So these are like these extreme dot to dots and the numbers go up to, I think, 1,000. I couldn't do it, but I thought he might like that, so we'll see what he thinks. So I bought these for Wilf, they're just bubble ones. So I'm going to put one on his high chair, and yeah, so cute. Some giant white balloons. How big are these? 36 inches. I think these are pretty massive. These are the candles, they're just like long, I think they're called church candles. And I've got little candle holders for these. So these are the candles that I got. We're just going to pop them just around the barn. So they're called Balseus candles, and I just got them again from Amazon. Everything's from Amazon. Here's a few more like accessory things that I've forgotten about. So the buttonholes for the groomsmen. These have definitely been flattened. I swear they looked a lot nicer than this. Because we were doing all our flowers ourselves, I did not want to make these myself. So I got them dried off Etsy, and we just got the, is it called Gypophilia? Sounds like a disease, doesn't it? This was Chip's collar, which was so cute. It's like a little green collar, which was really cute. And then this was my headband, which I know is a bit controversial wearing a headband, but I liked it. And I got this from ASOS. My shoes died of death in Disney because I wore them in Disney. I just got flats, like little sparkly ballerina flats from Primark, which cost about £2. So they were my wedding shoes. Things I got rid of were hair. We were all bald for the day. No, we just didn't have a hairdresser. Everyone did their own hair. However, my mum surprised me by having one of our like family friends come and do my hair, which was really nice because I just got extensions and I wasn't like used to curling them or anything yet, and Sarah just curled my hair for me, but everyone else did their own hair and I thought it looked great. No hairdressers, we didn't have wedding cars. My mum drove me, and then we just ordered like big taxi minivans to drive everybody else, which was fine. We didn't do individual favours, we did the one menu per table. We didn't have a DJ or band because the barn had like a big sound system. We just plugged in a Spotify playlist. And we also didn't have starters, so we had a main course and a dessert, which I thought was perfect because I was already getting like a bit over the dinner side of everything by the time we'd had our desserts. So I'm glad we didn't have a starter. And then obviously we had wedding cake. What I would say just to remember is that our wedding was late, so we got married at 4:30. We were in the barn for around 6 o'clock, and then we were done by 12. So we only had 5, 7, oh my gosh, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. We had 6 hours in the barn, which was like an hour for mingling and drinks, probably an hour to 2 hours for food, and then like 2 to 3 hours for the party, and it worked out perfectly. It didn't drag, it went like comfortably fast, and I was really happy with that time span of the day. Okay, we're nearly there. I'm sweating. Are you sweating? Let's have a word that, if you're still here, comment it, because I'd love to know how many people have made it this far. Let's have Gus Gus, or just the word Gus, G-U-S, from Cinderella. So if you're still here, just pop Gus down in the comments and I'll know who made it to the sweaty end. Right, I'm gonna just read out a list of things that kind of took me by surprise that I didn't maybe budget for, that were like last minute, oh, we need to pay for that, which might help some of you out. And then I asked on Instagram if any of you had any questions. Then we'll head over to the gram and I'll just answer any questions that you had. Okay, we're nearly there. Bridesmaids, shoes, we got those kind of last minute. Wedding night accommodation for me and Dave. We stayed at a place called the Mia in Knutsford, which was really nice. Underwear, just putting it out there. Confetti, like all the candles, like not just candles for the table but candles for the rest of the barn. I did that quite last minute. I think I spent like £100 on candles extra. We got balloons, don't forget helium. If you want those huge balloons, you're going to go through a lot of helium. And yeah, I think that's it. Okay, let's go over to Instagram and just see what you guys are asking about. 25 comments, not too shabby. Top tips for keeping everyone happy when they're traveling to be at your wedding. Only invite people that won't mind traveling to your wedding. If they love you, they will be so happy to travel. What I would bear in mind is that your job isn't to keep everybody happy. Your job is to get married and marry the love of your life and not be thinking about everyone else. So don't think about them. Make sure they're organised, you've got all the information. Like obviously make sure people are taken care of in that sense, but past that point, your job is yourself and your happiness and your like bridesmaids and your little circle. don't think about everyone else. That's my opinion. Knowing all the stress it caused, would you do the wedding again or just elope? No, I would definitely do it again. I would definitely ask for more help. I didn't ask for enough help. I got stressed very much towards the end because I was doing a lot of things down here in Hampshire and then things in Cheshire, and I think I drove up and down, which is about 200 miles each way. I think I did it 5 times the week of the wedding, like the journey 5 times. So don't do that. Ask for help. Like, I went up to go and pick up my dress. I should have just asked a family member, but I didn't want to bother people. So yeah, ask for help. Where do you think people shouldn't worry about spending the money as opposed to other important touches? I would sit down with your partner and come up with your, maybe don't tell each other, but come up with your top 3 priorities and your top 3 least priorities and just see if they match. Things become very simple when you know what your priority is. For me, it was money. So that made things very, very simple because there were things that we just couldn't afford. So yeah, find out what's important to you and stay true to that. And don't forget, you can have whatever you want. You might just have to do it on a small scale. Honeymoon tips for Orlando. Should I do a dedicated video for a honeymoon in Disney? Let me know, because I cannot do that right now. I do not have the saliva capacity to do it. Why am I so bright? I'm like the Bride of Frankenstein. Right, let's just wrap this up. What did you find was the hardest decision whilst planning the wedding? I think once Dave and I got planning, we were fine. We spent years and years and years kind of like flip-flopping between getting married in Scotland or Cheshire or London or Disney World, you know. We just spent ages trying to decide what kind of wedding we wanted, where once we knew, we did it in about 3 months. This is falling out. About 3 months of planning. So I think once we had clarity, we were kind of like all systems go, but before that it was just really hard to make a decision on what we even wanted to do. What was your favourite part of the day? I think just once we all arrived at the barn and Dave and I were like together, I just like didn't feel like relaxed until we were like married and that bit was done and we were together. I'm an introvert to my core, but I will say that only having the people there that I felt really comfortable and happy around definitely made it a lot easier for me. So yeah. What happened with your name change, passport, honeymoon? Will I need a new passport to go to Disney World 1 week after the wedding? I don't think you should worry about the legal side of things until after your honeymoon. Just, you don't want to run into any problems if things like your medical insurance or your little visa Esther things, all of that stuff, I would just book it in your maiden name, keep your maiden name, and just go knowing that you can relax and not have any problems to deal with. Is there anything you regret spending money on, and is there anything you'd wish you'd bought looking back? That's a good question. I do wish I'd spent more time dress shopping. I'm happy with my dress, but there was a dress called what's it called? There's a dress by Catherine Dean, I can't even think what it's called, but I really wanted to go and try that on and I never did. It was way out of my budget and that's why, but if I could go back, I wish that I just went and tried that dress on, and then I'd never think that my dress was like the lesser option because I would know whether or not it suited me. But maybe one day I'm just going to go and buy that dress or try it on. I will link it below if you want to have a look. Oh, Juno. It's called the Juno dress by Catherine Dean. And that is all the questions. Thank you so much if you made it this far. I do apologise if this was very boring and drawn out, but I wanted to give as much information as I can, and I'm sure I've forgotten some things, so please just comment below and I'll get back to you if I have. So yeah, thank you for watching, and I will see you over on the vlog channel or back here on my channel when I've got a new video for you guys, which hopefully should be at least once, if not twice a week from now. So yeah, I'll see you all really soon.